You're joining me for Strengthening Thursday, and tonight we're going to be talking about the danger of self-improvement. If this is the first time you're joining me, I'm a certified life coach. There are two things that I do. Number one, I empower people to be mentally fit so they can stay alive and live beautifully. And number two, as the global partner for international expansion and the coach for certification classes here in the Philippines, I do certification program in behalf of the Life Coach Training Institute. And with that, I want to invite all the people from Region 8. Tomorrow we will be in Region 8. We're doing certification class for Batch 24. Okay, Coach K, just in case you're watching, and for all the coaches there in Region 8, we are doing our fourth run in Region 8, May 25 and June 2. So just in case you're within the area, you're in the region, and you believe this is the best time for you to professionalize what you are doing. Maybe you are a naturally gifted life coach, or maybe you are the go-to person in your family, in your organization, or maybe, just maybe, you are in a season of your life that you're looking for something more. Maybe you are in a season of your life that you're believing that there's more to life, there is more to what you are already doing, or maybe this is the season in your life that you're seeking for a skill, okay, a tool, a knowledge that will be a core foundation of success for you and for the people you want to help. Okay, just earlier I had my apprenticeship meeting with our fellow coaches in the house. Coaches, thank you for joining. For those of you who attended that apprenticeship program, we were talking about why coaching. Why coaching? Because now more than any time in our generation, many of us, countless of people are really facing countless of transition, countless of transformation, and really challenge how to cope with changes. Okay, so if you are one person who are going through transition, if you are one person who's going through transformation, if you are one person who's seemingly been coping with a stressful change in life, okay, like change happens after one change, this is the time that we would like to invite you to look into the coaching profession. And tonight, I'm coming in for Coaching for the Soul. And Coaching for the Soul is for those of you, okay, for those individuals who are looking for a way, looking for guide points, how to improve the inner you, the inner person, the inner core. And as tonight, we're going to be talking about the danger of self-improvement, I want to kick off with these questions, okay? How many of you would agree that every person, without exception, when we talk about self-improvement, will always say, I'm working on something? Like everyone across, okay? Every successful person, wealthy person will always say, I am still improving on something. Okay. Now that's the reason why one of the fast-moving, fast-selling book classification is self-help books. Okay. How many of you here owns a self-help books? Bought a book in your lifetime? You did. All right. You finished reading it?
Yes.
Sam? Okay. How many of you would say 100% I applied it? Okay. If you are one person who have self-development books, self-help books, okay? If you know someone who's like you, who's like me, who's like really into collection of self-help books, self-development books, everything that is self and everything that have the title development, okay, improvement, okay, please tag your friend in the comment below, because this is one thing that I believe, this is gonna be a short talk, but I promise you, this is something that will enlighten you, all right? The title of tonight's talk is The Danger of Self-Development. Okay, don't get me wrong, okay? As I said, I'm also a person who collects books, reading materials, videos, audios on self-development, self-help books, okay? Because at a certain point in our lives, okay, all of us have something that we want to improve. Like for example, we want to improve on time management. We want to improve on productivity. We want to improve on relationships. We want to improve on how to deal with other people, all right? Communication skills, okay? We want to improve on how to manage our anger, okay? How do we manage our ability to say no to other people, our ability to assert ourselves? Like, almost everyone, all right? Personally, I am yet to speak with someone who said, there's nothing for me to improve, like always, okay? Hence, the reason why we are so attracted to anything that will promise self-development and self-improvement. Can you connect? I have on-floor guests, by the way. They're just very quiet tonight, okay? All right, so you have something in there right now that you want to work on. Now, my question, okay? Who among you here already bought a book, audio, materials on self-help? Okay, let me ask this question. When you made an investment for the book, for that materials, for that learning opportunity, okay, were you be very, very clear of what is there to improve about you? Were you clear? Obviously, because everyone is quiet, obviously not, okay? Here's what happened. If you're a normal person, this is a typical story. Allow me, and if you can connect, you're watching online, say, I can connect, okay? Coaches and guests, if you can connect, just give me a very beautiful smile, okay, that you can connect with me. Now, this is a typical story, all right? There's something in your life that you know, you feel is not working. And you don't know specifically what is it. But you know something is not working. And then, what you will do, search the internet, all right? Go to the bookstore, okay? Or search through your files and get something that you think, you believe can bring improvements. And most of the time, you will get the materials, okay, that is not specifically intended for something that you don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, Milian said, miss you guys watching from work. Hi, Milian. Like, what I'm driving at here, it is common for people, okay, to feel emptiness, to feel void, to feel something that's needed to be improved in their lives, and yet they are not so defined and not so clear with it, and then you just get amassed with books, materials, okay, audio, whatever it is, and you kind of believe that when you read, when you learn from this and you apply this, your life will improve. Who can connect with me? Okay? And isn't it true that when we read, trust me, when you read any self-help book, any self-development books, even if you are okay, remember earlier when we started, I asked you to, like, think of an area of your life that you're satisfied and you need. Okay, do the test. Get a book, get a reading material with that areas of your life. And trust me, after reading the book, you will feel there's still something wrong. Yeah, for those of you just watching, okay, think of an area of your life that you believe right now is okay. You believe you're satisfied. You believe it's working. You believe you made it, like you're there already, okay? Then test it. Get a self-help book, self-development book, read that book, and at the end of reading that book, you will realize and you will say yourself, I'm not yet there. Can you connect? Who among you would say, I feel like that? Exactly, all right? The danger of self-development books, okay, is this, okay? It addresses and focus on, don't get me wrong, again, with all due respect to the people who's preparing these books, I respect you, I have copies of that, but I'm looking at the person buying the book, all right? The question is, do you really understand your need? Do you understand really what's the void and where is the void coming from? All right? Like many people would say, I'm procrastinating. Seriously? I've worked with people and they will tell me that they are procrastinating. But at the end of the day, people are not procrastinating. They are scared. They are scared to death to take action. They're not procrastinating. They just don't want to take the action because they're scared of the consequences of their actions. Alright? People would say, I cannot say no. Isn't it true? No. You can say no, it's just that you are fearful of rejections. Okay? So, what's the danger indeed of self-development books, self-improvement? So, the danger here is your self-prescription. That's number one. You do self-prescribe. The problem with self-prescription is this. Do you really understand, as a human being, the symptoms of your problem? Do you really understand the cause of your problem? Do you understand really the nature of your problem? Do you really understand where is it coming from? Why is it very critical? Because you and I, all right, no exceptions, all of us have blind spots. Yes. Isn't it true? We all have blind spots. Okay? We have blind spots. There are things that we need. There are things that we need and we cannot see. Okay? There are things that we think we need, but indeed we don't need. That's why we need people to work with us. Okay? But when you talk about self, the danger is, the problem is, we always self-diagnose. Who's guilty? Self-diagnose, self-processing, self-prescription. Now, self-diagnosis, self-prescription, self-description, whatever it is very dangerous. Very dangerous. And you know what's the danger of this? You feel you're not enough. You feel you're never enough. Isn't it true? There's always something that you're lacking. Okay? I like what Coach Henry said. Mastery. It's different when you say mastery. I'm there. I just want to master one thing. But hardly you find someone who have that. Hardly. Because most of the time, we're looking for what's lacking, what we don't have, what's missing in our lives. And where do you really think this idea comes from? Where? Where? From the voices inside, from the clutter and the chatter. And where does all this comes from? Social media, your associations with people, and you comparing yourself with the results of other people. And so, okay, it is possible that that area of your life need no development, need no improvement, but when you start comparing yourself with other people, when you start reading this book and you say, I want that result, you start feeling insecure, you start feeling, I'm not enough. Who can connect? Isn't it true? All right? So, danger number one is you doing self-assessment, self-prescription, okay? Self-diagnosis. It's like you feeling something and you acting like a doctor. We have a doctor on floor. That's very dangerous, isn't it, doctor? Like, even a simple headache means something. You prescribe, but there are medicine even as simple as paracetamol that will not work for you. Okay, if you have allergies and all, it can kill you. All right, so there's always a danger of self-prescriptions. The thing here is when you do self-prescription, self-processing, self-diagnosis, because this is improvements and development, you, instead of improving, deteriorates and become cripples because all you get to see is what is not working in your life. Isn't it true? Yes? Guilty? Okay. Danger number 2. Okay? If you're able to self-diagnose, if you're able to do self-analysis, okay, what do you think happens next? Self-medicate. The next would be self-prescription. Again, from a medical point of view, that's very dangerous. Okay? You prescribe a medicine to yourself and you're not a doctor. Isn't it the same true? You prescribe to yourself, oh, you are procrastinating, you do this. You are lethargic, you are lazy, you do this. You cannot think, you cannot express, you do this. Who's guilty? Isn't it true? Okay. And what's the danger of self-prescription? You consume what is not intended for you. You consume what could be potentially hazardous for you. You consume what could be a hindrance for you. It could be a growth factor for other people, but it could be a hindrance to you. Connecting, disconnecting. Connecting, right? Self-diagnosis, self-prescription. Very dangerous. Okay, but here's the third. Self-preservation. How could it be dangerous? Sabi ni Coach Mix, how could that be? Think about it. How many people are responding to life negatively, alright, aggressively, because they want to protect themselves hardly from the harshness of the world? See, if you diagnose yourself, if you prescribe something to yourself, okay, so you will do, Coach Maureen, can you connect and can you relate? Self? Okay. Yeah, there are people like that, Coach Mix, that exist, right? So here's the thing. If you do, what's the danger of self-preservation? If you are protecting yourself for something that is not true, you kind of wall up. You become resistant to change and transformation that you truly need because you are preserving yourself. Preserving your comfort zone. Preserving what is routinary. Preserving indeed what needs to be changed. Status quo. That's why you end up saying, I'm stuck in life. Master Coach Lakendra, she's watching. Congratulations, Master Coach Lakendra. Our Master Coach Lakendra, the CEO and the founder of the institution, has another amazing and wonderful award. Master Coach, congratulations. We love you from the Philippines. All right. So, self-diagnosis, self-prescription, self-preservations. Okay. What's the point? You and I need someone. You and I need someone, okay, to serve and help and walk and journey with us when we want to achieve self-awareness and do reflections of our lives. Okay? Yes, indeed, at a certain level of our lives, there are awareness that happens naturally, okay? Happens because of situations in life, brought about changes and transitions and transformations, but there are there is a journey to self-awareness, to a level of self-awareness and self-reflection that you need a professional to work and journey with you. Isn't it true? Coaches, we do that. We facilitate change by allowing our clients to have self-awareness and self-reflection. Why is it that you cannot do it alone? Because you need someone, okay, to talk you out of your self-limiting beliefs. You need someone who can describe and help you, okay, understand and cover your blind spots. And you need someone, a professional, to allow you to practice self-care and self-love. Even in the process, you start seeing your faults, you start seeing the areas for improvement. The danger of self-improvement, self-development, is that there are blind spots that we are not able to see. And as long as it remains a blind spot, we will always have this feeling of void. We will always have this feeling of not enough. We will always have this something in our hearts that we're longing. And we keep amassing ourselves with all that can be given to us, and yet we're not getting the solutions. We're not getting the results that we want. Because we actually don't know what's the problem. We don't actually know what needs to be addressed. We don't actually know what indeed needs improvement and development. Clear? We keep reading. So what are you reading? It's like the blind leading the blind, or it's just like walking with no direction. It is just taking a path of no destinations or no understanding of what results you want to get in life. At the end of the day, you only get the results that you know you need and you want. Let me repeat that. You get the results that you know you need and you want. If you don't know the results that you need and you want, then what kind of results or output are you getting? Definitely, it is not what you need. It's very dangerous to self-prescribe. It is very dangerous to do describe and prescription, but it's also dangerous that you are preserving yourself from something that you're supposed to be vulnerable, that you're supposed to be transparent, you're supposed to be open for growth and development. The danger of not really understanding your own limitations, areas for improvement, is that you are improving areas that possibly that's already your strength, and you're leaving behind those areas that have been waiting for you to take action, waiting for your attention, and waiting indeed for your taking action, so you finally get the fullest potentials that you can have in life. If you're watching, yes, okay, that's what we do as a life coach. We help you. Life coaching is an essential skill for success. We help you find yourself, discover yourself, find self-awareness. We help you uncover those blind spots. And yet, we don't describe nor prescribe, but really allow you to discover the beautiful person inside of you, allow you to reflect on things that needs to be calibrated, recalibrated, so you start living the life of your calling, the life of your purpose, and to the fullest potentials of what you can do. If you need help, if this is something that you believe you want to start journeying with us as a life coach, as a professional, we invite you, visit us at Decaf Coffee Republic, or get in touch with Coach Rizel. One of our certified life coaches will definitely be willing to help you journey with you towards a life full of potential, full of purpose, and really your calling. Good night, everyone. This is Coach A. Thank you for joining me tonight.